Chapter 5. Avni drummed her fingertips on the smooth tabletop of a small, out-of-the-way cafe. A half-empty cup of masala chai sat beside her open laptop. Its screen loaded with spreadsheets and contract files gleaned from Khanna Constructions. Though she still harbored doubts about working with Arjun, their uneasy alliance was already yielding results. She glanced up as the door chimed and spotted him, Arjun Khanna, impeccably dressed in a tailored navy suit. He scanned the cafe, found her in a corner booth, and walked over, shoulders tense. He slid into the seat across from her without a word. "Any progress?" Avni asked, tapping the laptop's spacebar to wake the screen. Arjun nodded. "I got more internal records, vendor details, old meeting minutes. I also found references to Jandwal Associates in some older procurement files." He handed over a USB drive. "They're all there." Avni plugged it in, scanning the documents while Arjun studied her. She was aware of his gaze, but refused to look up until she came across something notable. A set of invoices linking Jandwal Associates to a political campaign donation. Avni's heart pounded. Here was tangible proof that someone used Khanna Constructions' finances to funnel money into corrupt hands. "See this?" she said, turning the screen. "Your family's company never signed these off officially. It was hidden among dozens of innocuous transactions." Arjun frowned, skimming the data. "So the corruption is there, but it's buried. My father or someone else high up must have unknowingly approved it." Avni studied his face. "And you genuinely had no idea?" His tone was resolute. "None." She believed him, though she kept her suspicion cautious. "We need more specifics. Who authorized these transactions, who benefited, where the funds ultimately went. Once we know that, we can expose the real perpetrators." The light caught Arjun's eyes, revealing traces of both determination and relief. "I agree, but we'll need to be discreet. If they catch on that we're digging, whoever's behind this might cover their tracks." Avni gave a short nod. "Agreed. We do this quietly, gather concrete evidence, then go public when we have all our facts." They worked side by side for hours in that cramped cafe booth, combing through files and cross-referencing records. The tension that once defined their interactions began to settle. Where Avni expected scornful remarks, she found Arjun's sharp intellect uncovering details she might have missed. Where Arjun anticipated hostility, he discovered Avni's commitment to integrity exceeded any thirst for scandal. At one point, Arjun flagged a seemingly trivial invoice labeled for office supplies. A deeper look revealed it was a suspiciously large purchase order, under another unregistered vendor name. Avni leaned closer, scanning the details with growing excitement. "This is the second vendor we've found with no verifiable address," she murmured, adrenaline kicking in. Arjun nodded grimly. "I'll check who approved the order and get back to you." As they continued, the chatter of other patrons washed over them. People sipping coffee, tapping on laptops, unaware that mere feet away, a high-stakes investigation was unfolding. Avni tried to ignore her own rising respect for Arjun's thoroughness. It was an unexpected change from her earlier assumption that he would protect his company at any cost. Finally, Arjun closed a file and leaned back. "I never thought we'd make a good team," he said, his voice subdued. Avni closed her laptop, meeting his gaze. "Neither did I. But sometimes the truth is more important than our differences." He offered a brief, wry smile. "My father would disapprove of me cooperating with a journalist, but there's no other way to clear our name." She hesitated before replying. "In my experience, real change often requires forging unlikely alliances." A pause settled, heavy with unspoken possibilities. They crossed a threshold from enemies forced together to something closer to allies, perhaps. Avni felt it in the subtle easing of her own apprehension, and the slight relaxation in Arjun's posture. They gathered up their materials, tucking away laptops and folders. Avni glanced at him one last time. "So what's next?" Arjun stood, slipping on his jacket. "I need to confirm who signed those hidden invoices. You focus on verifying these vendor addresses, see if they're just shell companies." She nodded, stepping aside as he opened the door. The cool evening air brushed her cheeks, carrying with it the hum of passing traffic and the promise of more revelations. "Careful digging too deep, Avni," Arjun warned, half serious. People who orchestrate schemes like this won't hesitate to make problems disappear. An ember of determination flared within her. Let them try. I won't stop until I get the truth. They parted ways under the glow of streetlights, each weighed down by the responsibility of exposing corruption, and bolstered by a growing trust that neither had expected. For now, that would have to be enough. Chapter